Classic line from Marcus Aurelius Meditations is along the lines, depending on translation, of the best revenge is to not be like them. And this came up again recently. I've probably mentioned this quote before because to me it's basically an evergreen, very useful one. We were in some group discussions the other night, and there were some people who were rude or just unpleasant. And the thing that kind of helps us navigate those sometimes, again, like, well, picture, right, in that interaction, either you being bothered by somebody being rude and unpleasant, or you being a person who's rude and unpleasant, which would you rather be? Isn't it better to be on the side who can recognize the difference and be like, well, I'm grateful because I'm sure that complicates their situation. There's many other ways that this applies, right? This applies to had a friend who's had some fans who were annoyed because something about achievements in a game he released like 6 years ago, and they're still kind of hounding him on Twitter about it. And golly, I mean, obviously frustrating, unfortunate, don't wish that wasn't the case. But being that it is the case, at least he's not going through life as that guy, as the person who 6 years later can't let go something about achievements on a PlayStation 4 game or something. Right? Another case, and these come up again all over the place in just little ways. So I remember back home, I think I was probably visiting between summers of college or something. Some friends and I were driving around town getting some food, and the car in front of us just wouldn't turn out, right? And the driver's getting irritated. I'm passenger time. Driver's getting irritated, annoyed. And I'm just like, look, man, we have no idea what's going on in the person's life, right? We don't know if they're going through stressful stuff. We don't know what's on their brain. We don't know what's why they don't feel comfortable driving as well as this young, spry, good reflex person does. But, aren't we grateful that that's not our situation? That we're not the one who's got cars behind us making us nervous, that we're not the one who's holding things up, and just these little things, right? And it's not to put it on them of feeling worse about their situation. It is just about reframing to ourselves. I think it helps us be a little more patient. I think it helps us be recognizing, again, like, I don't know if, I think actually the word probably used in parts of meditation is pity for if someone is having a deep misunderstanding or behaving in a way they shouldn't. But it can also just be in differences of if you have an advanced ability in something, if you have an advanced advantage in something, that sometimes we can turn that around into a negative somehow, where I ran into a table full of people, summer gathering years ago, and it was a bunch of them who particularly were smart people, smart set of folks, and good for them. But they were using that as a reason to be annoyed at how not smart other people seemed. And I was like, picture the difference, right? Either you've got some advantages of some greater security, some greater confidence navigating the everyday stresses of life, or you don't. And it's not like people who don't have that ability or that advantage or that head start wish they didn't. That's just not how that works. And I think it just helps us reframe, take for granted the things that we have either going for us that are okay in our situation, to not turn into a negative for us, something that really is outside of us, something that, it helps not turn someone else's misbehavior as well into our own misbehavior. Helps us not result in treating other people the way that we've been treated, which might, and again, especially in the redirection sense, right? Not even back at them, although partly we don't want to be that person either. But in any direction, it prevents it from spreading. It helps it stop with us when we recognize that the best revenge is to not be like them. Self-Calm is the free version of Meditations that I modernized, but it is now a public domain text in many translations and some also great paid editions of modern translations. Mine's not truly a translation so much as a just update on that public domain material. Anyway, that's it for the day. I just want to share the thought. Again, there's lots of cases we can find in life where something doesn't seem good about how someone else is acting, how someone else is living, the choices that they're making. And rather than tie us up inside of, well, that's not how I would do it, or why are they like that, or how is this affecting me? It can just help to look at it from the angle of, okay, well, if I'm not being like them, that's what I can do something about. That's the part of my control. And that can make the day a little bit easier and navigating those changes, those challenges a little bit better, since it leaves more of our attention and our energy to do the things we can do instead of worrying about what we can't about what somebody else is doing. That's it for now. Thanks for being here as always. Catch you next time. Bye for now.